Hey everyone, I'm on the go today and I still wanted to get this video recorded and out to you today. Today I want to talk about how you can get out of huge average American debt. When I was looking to get rid of my debt, what is pretty average, possibly slightly below, I don't know, but it's average American debt, student loans, and I was depressed over how long it would take for me to get rid of it. And so recognizing I was depressed, I started to research and scour the internet for that hidden gem, that needle in a haystack, that best kept secret that was carelessly tossed out into the internet of how to eliminate debt fast as possible. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't find it. It wasn't out there. If anything, everything that I read simply echoed or validated the basic tenets of getting out of debt, right? And so it didn't help my depression a whole lot, but it did help me realize that there's only one way out, basically. Okay. So how do you get out of debt? Well, first you need to see how can you make the minimum payment. Okay, you have to first determine, can you make the minimum payment. If you can, great. If you can't, then you need to probably consult the advice of a professional who can then guide you or direct you on whether filing for bankruptcy is an option, or what can you do, right? So talk to a professional if you can't make the minimum payment. There's definitely different options out there, and they can help give you a sense of what the end result will be if you have to go down any of those roads. I hope you don't. I truly hope you don't. It can be fairly devastating of an effect, a long-term effect. But so yeah, if you can make them a payment, great. If you can't, talk to a professional. If you can, then you need to decide: do you tackle the debt or the loan that has the highest interest rate, or do you tackle the loan that is the lowest balance? For me, tackling the highest interest rate loan, which happened to be the largest loan that I had, was the fastest approach. Okay, I wanted to get out of ASAP, and so I tackled the loan with the highest interest rate, as opposed to tackling the loan with the lowest balance. If I tackled the loan with the lowest balance, it was going to take me a little bit longer, not a ton longer, but a little bit longer. I wasn't interested in feeling encouraged or motivated or like I was making progress, like Dave Ramsey suggests. I just wanted to be out of debt as soon as possible. So I tackled the highest interest rate loan. Okay. Another question is, if you can't make the minimum payment but you're looking for some extra money, what are some things you can do to lower your monthly bills? Right? There's a handful of things, and some of them might make sense for you. Some of them probably won't at all. So you just kind of have to take them and run with it if it makes sense. The first one is you've got to refinance your home or your car. Okay, refinancing essentially can give you a lower interest rate, but you are refinancing at the current interest rate, whatever it is. So it might be higher, might be lower. Okay, but you're basically resetting your loan term. So when you first bought your car, if you bought it your loan for 60 months, right? And you've been paying on it for a year, so you've got 48 months left. You refinance, well, you're resetting back to 60 months, but at the current loan value that you have. So that helps lower the monthly payment on your car, but you do have a 5-year loan again. So that may or may not be appealing, but if you plan on keeping the car, right, you have zero intentions of trading it in or getting a new one anytime soon, then refinancing it out for 5 years isn't going to be a big deal because you're going to pay it off anyways, whether it's in 2 years or 5 years. Okay. But that will give you some extra money, tiny bit of extra money, just by lowering that payment. You can also do the same thing with your mortgage. You can refinance your mortgage, reset the loan term, and lower that monthly payment. Okay. You could do other things. These are more of a longer term savings, such as using smart thermostats or lights timer switches so that the lights aren't staying on constantly. For example, we all like to turn our porch lights on at night just to illuminate the neighborhood, but we go to bed and we forget that they're on, and then we get up, we go to work, we rush out the door, and they're still on. They've been on all day. Now that you mention it, they've been on all week, right? So getting some timers so that lights turn on and off at designated times can help save some energy. Maybe not a ton, but you can put it forth an effort to save some money, right? Other things you can do is cancel subscriptions to magazines or newspapers. If you really have to have those subscriptions, you can consider doing subscriptions to like the Apple News Plus program, which is $15 a month. That's a hell of a steal if you're if you really need that exclusive content, especially if you add it all up. But if you don't need it, and if you can get similar content somewhere else for free, go ahead and cancel it. And that would include any sort of media subscription, like Amazon Prime Kindle or Audible. Like if you're not reading all the time or using that service, don't have it. Just cancel it and find another way. Okay. Likewise, you can find alternatives to other things that you're paying for every month. If you have premium credit cards but you're not really using the credit card, downgrade it. For example, I used to have the Delta Gold card. That was $100 a year credit card. The biggest perk with that card was I got priority boarding, zone 1, which is nice, but I also got a free checked bag. Right now, I don't travel with a checked bag. I always carry on. And so the value of the card wasn't a whole lot. So I decided to downgrade the card to their free credit card that they have. And so I can still get points. I can still do all of that with Delta. I just don't get priority boarding, which is fine. I have an assigned seat on Delta anyways, so I don't have to be the first one on. But anyways, so those are just some things you can do to lower your expenses, your output every month, to generate that extra cash to put towards your loans. When you're able to do that, you will start to find that your loans will get smaller and smaller and smaller all the way until they're paid off. And so that unfortunately is the secret to paying off your average American debt, is not only being able to pay the minimum, but doing the things and making the adjustments needed to get that extra cash every month so that you can put extra towards your loans and pay them off faster. The more you're able to do this, the faster it's going to go. And I personally like to treat it more like a marathon rather than a sprint. And so I will lower my monthly payments because that's a guaranteed amount that I can plan on, as opposed to maybe selling something off as a one-time thing to put towards my loans. Like, that's great, and I will do that, and I have done that. But if I can guarantee myself an extra $100 a month or $200 a month just by lowering my monthly expenses, is a much better deal. For the long run, it's a much better deal because your loans are not going to disappear overnight. They're not going to disappear after you sell your kitchen table or your family couch that you sit on. Okay. So marathon as opposed to sprint. You have to think of it that way. The more you can do to promote the longevity of your budget and getting out of debt, the further off you'll be. So the better off you'll be, the further you'll get. So anyways, I gotta go. It's a hot day out here. It's getting hot in the car. So I'm gonna go, and I hope this video has helped. Bye. I said bye.